It got cold. It's 32 degrees outside right now. I didn't think that it was going to be that cold, so I just wore this and some pants. It's really cold. We actually came back and I got a jacket. It's just too cold. For the life of me, I can't tell if that's a work bus, if that's a bus somebody's living in, or if that's just a church transportation bus. It's like ladders and beds and just there's literally everything in there. Tried to figure it out for 2 weeks and just nothing. What is that they made? They made a house out of a... You think that's any good? Whenever it's cold, my core temperature is never the issue. It's always my hands and my feet. And it doesn't matter how many layers I put on, how many gloves I put on, my hands and my feet, without fail, will always be cold. And on top of that, it's extremely difficult to operate a camera or any kind of phone or anything with gloves on. All that to be said, I can't feel my hands, but I'm sweating. Wonder how they feel about the cold.
It made me pick that up.
Okay, thank you, camera woman. I wanted to talk about something. I don't think I've talked about this on the channel before. I could have, but I don't think I have. It's a piece of equipment for editing that's just as important as a computer or a camera or anything like that. When you're editing videos, one of the things I think people overlook the most is the sound and the audio, whether that be the music, the sound effects, or anything like that. To get proper levels or proper sounding audio, you need to have good speakers. And there's a multitude of ways you can do that. You can use the speakers that come built into the computer or laptop or monitor or whatever you're using to edit on, or you can use some headphones, or you can get something like these studio monitors. When you're looking for speakers, the biggest thing that you really want is you want a flat frequency response, meaning that there's not going to be a crazy amount of low end and there's also not going to be a crazy amount of top end. You want something as neutral as you possibly can. That way, whenever you mix something on those speakers, it's going to sound good on your iPhone, it's going to sound good on headphones, it's going to sound good on pretty much everything. Now, the speakers that I use, again, they're not the most expensive, but they're also not super cheap. I use the Yamaha HS7 speakers. You can get a couple of different models. They have HS5s, which are 5-inch subwoofers, and a subwoofer is basically going to be this white part right here. You can get the 7-inch, which is mine, the HS7, or you can get the HS8, which is the bigger one. Keep in mind, whatever one that you choose, the larger the size, the more expensive it's going to be, but also you're going to have more bass response, which can be a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. The smaller the speaker, the less bass response. The bigger the speaker, the more bass response, which is why I decided to settle on the HS7, the middle ground. Now, you can get these speakers for about $350 each on Amazon, meaning you're going to spend about $700 total on these speakers because you need a pair. But I've used these for years now and I've never had any issues whatsoever. And honestly, every time somebody asks what monitors they should get, I recommend these because they're the flattest, most neutral, reasonably priced studio monitors that I can find. I should also mention that on the back of these speakers, they also have a couple of different things that you can switch. And that's going to be for bass response or better tune your room for whatever you need. Now, typically you can't use like an aux cord to plug into your laptop from the speakers. You need something else called an interface that's going to take the audio from the computer through the interface to the speakers. And I personally use this Focusrite interface, this one right here, and you can get it on Amazon for about $200. That's metal. That's a really solid audio option for under $1,000. If you want to check out the gear, it'll be linked down below. If you have any more questions, feel free to As I've aged, I've noticed that I'm really appreciating the seasons more, like the leaves falling and everything else. I used to never care about that as a kid, but I'm noticing the past like 2-3 years, I really do enjoy it. That was also when I started filming things, so there could be a correlation. I'm still not at 100%, so we're taking shorter walks around the neighborhood instead of like a full-flown like 6-mile run or something like that. We're just trying to be careful just in case I do have like some kind of like head injury, just because I did go face first into a tub. We're just trying to be mindful of that. Could ever cure this mind as you're fading out. All of this used to be factories, and they converted a good portion of them into little apartments and condos, and it's really cool. It's not just a thing that's unique to this specific place in Germantown. Like, that's a common theme throughout Germantown and Nashville. There was nothing up there. I just turned around.
Well.